Imagine pointing a telescope at a patch of sky that looks completely empty, totally dark, totally silent, and then discovering thousands of entire galaxies hiding in that darkness. That actually happened, and that's just the beginning. NASA has spent decades sending telescopes, probes, and spacecraft to the deepest corners of the universe, and what they've found is so bizarre, so beautiful, and so completely unexpected that even the world's smartest scientists had to stop and say, "Wait, that shouldn't be possible." Today, we're going on a journey through NASA's most jaw-dropping deep space discoveries ever made. Buckle up, because space is about to get very, very weird. To understand just how big these discoveries are, you need to picture the scale of space. Our entire planet Earth is just a tiny dot. Our sun is so large that 1,000,000 Earths could fit inside it. Our solar system stretches so wide that light, moving at 186,000 miles per second, takes over 4 hours just to reach the edge of it. And yet, our solar system is just one tiny neighborhood inside our galaxy, the Milky Way, which contains over 200 billion stars. Now here's the wild part. The Milky Way is just one of over 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion galaxies. That number is so large it barely makes sense. And somewhere inside all of that vastness, NASA has been finding things that defy explanation. NASA's journey into deep space really changed forever in 1990 when they launched the Hubble Space Telescope. Before Hubble, our pictures of space were blurry and dim. But Hubble floated above Earth's atmosphere and sent back images so sharp, so colorful, and so detailed that they looked like paintings made by the universe itself. Scientists decided to do something bold. They pointed Hubble at a tiny, dark patch of sky near the Big Dipper constellation, a patch so small it was like looking at a grain of sand held at arm's length. And they let it stare at that dark spot for 10 full days. What came back absolutely stunned the entire world. And that discovery? It's our first stop on today's journey. That experiment became known as the Hubble Deep Field, and the result was absolutely mind-shattering. In that tiny, dark patch of sky, a patch that appeared completely empty to every telescope before Hubble, there were over 3,000 galaxies. Each one of those galaxies contained hundreds of billions of stars, and each of those stars could have planets orbiting around them. All of that was hiding in a speck of darkness the size of a grain of sand. Scientists later repeated the experiment and found even more, over 10,000 galaxies in the Hubble Ultra Deep Field image. It meant the universe wasn't just big, it was almost impossibly, unimaginably, overwhelmingly enormous. And if that many galaxies are hiding in one tiny spot, how many are hiding everywhere else we haven't looked yet? But galaxies hiding in the dark are just the beginning. Here's something even stranger. NASA scientists discovered that the universe is not just sitting still, it's actually expanding. Every single galaxy is moving away from every other galaxy, like dots on a balloon being blown up. That alone is wild. But then they discovered something that broke their brains completely. The universe isn't just expanding, it's expanding faster and faster every single year. Something invisible, something with no name that we truly understand, is pushing all those galaxies apart at an accelerating rate. Scientists called this mysterious force dark energy. And here's the terrifying part. Dark energy makes up 68% of everything in the entire universe. And we have absolutely no idea what it actually is. Dark energy is mysterious enough. But what about dark matter? This is another NASA discovery that sounds like science fiction, but is completely real. When scientists looked at how galaxies spin and move, they realized there wasn't enough visible matter, stars, gas, planets, to create the gravity holding those galaxies together. Something invisible was providing extra gravitational pull, something that cannot be seen, cannot be touched, doesn't emit light, and doesn't reflect light. They called it dark matter, and here's the shocking part. Dark matter makes up 27% of the universe. Combined with dark energy, that means 95% of everything that exists in the universe is something we literally cannot see and barely understand. Only 5% of the universe is the normal matter we can actually observe. Everything we've ever seen, every star, every planet, every person, is just 5% of what's out there. Now let's talk about something NASA found that sounds almost impossible. a planet where it literally rains glass, sideways, at 4,500 miles per hour. This world is called HD 189733b, and it was discovered by NASA using the Hubble telescope. It looks beautiful from a distance, a gorgeous deep blue color, almost like Earth. But don't be fooled, the temperature on this planet reaches over 1,000 degrees Celsius. The winds howl at 7 times the speed of sound, and silicate particles, which are the same material as glass, are blasted through the atmosphere, creating horizontal glass storms. If anything tried to fly through that atmosphere, it would be shredded to nothing in seconds. This is one of the most hostile environments ever discovered in the universe, and it gets even stranger, because up next we have a planet that shouldn't exist at all. That planet that shouldn't exist is called 55 Cancri E, and scientists nicknamed it the Diamond Planet. Here's why. This world is twice the size of Earth, and NASA scientists believe that because of its incredibly high pressure and carbon-rich composition, a large portion of its interior may be made of crystallized carbon. In other words, diamond. We're talking about a planet that could have a diamond layer thicker than the entire Earth. The estimated value of the diamond material inside this planet? More money than exists in the entire history of human civilization, combined. But before you start planning a diamond-collecting space trip, the surface temperature is over 2,000 degrees Celsius, and it orbits so close to its star that one year there lasts only 18 Earth hours. The universe just created its most valuable and most unreachable treasure at the same time. Now we've reached our most mind-blowing discovery of all, and this one is personal. In 2016, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope helped confirm the existence of a planet that stunned the entire scientific world. It's called Proxima b, and it orbits Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our own sun. It's only 4.2 light-years away. And here's what made everyone's heart race. Proxima b sits in what scientists call the habitable zone. That means the distance from its star where liquid water could exist on the surface. Water. The ingredient we believe is essential for life. Think about that for a moment. The closest star to our sun has a planet sitting in exactly the right spot where life as we know it could potentially exist. We have no idea if there's life there, but for the first time in human history, we have a neighbor. And that neighbor is in the right place. Doesn't that make you want to know what's out there? From thousands of galaxies hiding in a grain of sand's worth of sky, to a universe 95% invisible to us, to planets raining glass and worlds made of diamond, to a neighbor just 4 light-years away sitting in exactly the right spot. NASA's deep space discoveries don't just teach us about the universe. They remind us of something important. We are tiny. But we are curious. And that curiosity has taken us from looking up at the night sky with our bare eyes to seeing the most distant corners of a 2 trillion galaxy universe. Every answer NASA finds leads to 10 new questions, and every new question is another adventure waiting to begin. Space isn't just out there. In a way, it's what we are made of. Every atom in your body was forged inside a star. You are literally made of stardust. And somewhere out there in all that darkness and beauty and mystery, the universe is still waiting to show us what it's been hiding all along.